Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's happening in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh, and happy spring, happy
Yay.
April. April also brings with it National Library Week. This year, National Library Week will be celebrated April 23rd through the 29th. And the theme this year is There's More to the Story. So we all know libraries are more than just books. Story time, crafts, adult programs.
Classes of all types, right, for all ages.
Support groups, book clubs. And then we also have our Library of Things. So there was a recent article in the Almanac by Paul Pantera, about not just the Bethel Park Public Library, but libraries around the South Hills and all of the non-traditional library items that we have. And Paul and his editor were most interested in our ghost hunting kit. They found it highly unusual. And he did say we had the most eclectic, non-traditional items.
Oh, so there you go.
If you haven't seen the article, check it out. But yeah, we have virtual reality goggles, blood pressure cuffs, our ghost hunting kit.
Instruments,
guitars, a piano keyboard, American Girl dolls. Puzzles, board games. We have a lot of interesting things. So come in and check us out, not only during National Library Week, but anytime, and see, in addition to our 90,000 volumes of books and audiobooks, all the other cool stuff that we have. There is so much going on for adults that I had to kind of pick and choose, but I'm really happy with Dungeons and Dragons for adults. So they meet on the first and third Sunday of the month, so it will be April 2nd and the 16th, and they meet from 1:30 to 4:30, so it's for new and experienced players. It seems to really be taking off. I know you have your Dungeons and Dragons.
The teen one is too, yeah.
It's wonderful. We have a World War II Footlocker program on Wednesday, April 19th at 6:30 p.m. Where Soldiers and Sailors Footlocker Outreach Program will be here. And it's aimed at educating people of all ages, and the presentation will focus on a soldier's life during World War II, including what they wore, the equipment that they carried, and the experiences they went through. So they'll bring artifacts from the museum's collection, as well as share stories about the sacrifices of local veterans. I was only at Soldiers and Sailors once, but it's really, really an interesting place to go.
Mm-hmm. Been there a couple times actually for the Children's Choice Awards.
Oh yes, they used to host
a few years
that, right?
back, and then also a wedding. I attended a wedding at Soldiers and Sailors. It was really cool.
Huh,
yeah,
that would be cool. And spring brings with it Wise Walk. So Wise Walk will start again on Thursday, April 20th at 9:30 in the morning. Meet in South Park at the gazebo by the pond, and you can enjoy the company of new and old friends. For 10 weeks of walking and talking. Its program is geared towards adults 50 and older. If you want more information, you can call Carla at the library. You do not need to register. You can just show up that day. And we have Adult Game Day on Friday, April 28th from 10:30 to 12:30. So you just come. It's informal. Just drop in. We'll be playing board games in the fireplace room. Carla decided to do this. Yes, so it'll be fun.
Carla, if I could crash the party.
Yes, I'll probably be there. I like all games. And also in April, for what am I calling these? I don't know. Like our new book recommendations, I am featuring historical fiction. So check this out. This month, I'd like to feature some of spring's best historical fiction. First, we have Black Cloud Rising. The hero of David Wright Falade's tension-filled Civil War novel is as emotionally torn as the country he inhabits. The son of an enslaved North Carolina woman, he enlists in the Union Army bearing the name of the white father who owned him. Yet his military career, maneuvering through plantations close to his old home and ruled by a code of blind obedience, will suggest that freedom is not as simple a concept as he once thought.
Robert Harris goes back to late 17th century Restoration Britain and Puritan New England with Act of Oblivion, a fast-paced, wonderfully detailed account of the hunt for the parliamentarians who signed King Charles I's death warrant. Most of the characters have been resurrected from the history books, except for the Avenger, who pursues two of the killers with the obsessive vigor only a personal vendetta can provide. In The House is on Fire, the story unfolds in a quick succession of short chapters told from the perspective of four real people who experienced firsthand the real-life theater fire that occurred in Richmond, Virginia on December 26, 1811. Rachel Beanland's choice to explore the tragedy through four very different privileged people allows the story to go beyond facts and into the moral fabric and social norms of the time period. And finally, we have Codename Sapphire by Pam Jenoff. Hannah Martel has narrowly escaped Nazi Germany after her fiancé was killed in a pogrom. Fearful for her life, Hannah is desperate to get out of occupied Europe, but with no safe way to leave, she must return to the dangerous underground work she thought she had left behind. Inspired by incredible true stories of courage and sacrifice, Codename Sapphire is a powerful novel about love, family, and the unshakable resilience of women in the hardest of times. So come on in and check out one today.
So we all know I like historical fiction, but do you like historical fiction?
Oh, I love historical fiction.
You do?
I do.
Okay. I do too. I just found this author. Her name is Pam Jenoff, and I've been reading all of her books, and one of them was in that featurette. She focuses mostly on World War II, and particularly from the Jewish perspective. Really, really interesting. So I'm a big...
That's one of my favorite things. If I'm reading historical fiction, one of the topics I find most fascinating is World War II and the Holocaust. As depressing and as sad as it is, I really enjoy stories from that.
I do too.
Time, so.
And April is also National Poetry Month. Did you have a favorite poet?
No, but I love poetry. I like to write poetry. I like to read poetry.
I used to write poetry. I don't know.
Yeah, who's your favorite poet?
Well, I was going to say, I have two that I think everybody should read, and it's Charles Bukowski and Pablo Neruda.
Okay.
So Pablo Neruda is from Chile, and he is one of the, I feel, a 20th century poet that Americans don't really know. I was introduced to him by one of my friends, Dario, that you probably remember. Mm-hmm. And Neruda is known for his love poems.
Okay.
They're really good. And Charles Bukowski, he's an American poet. He's like an undergrounder, a down and outer, and he writes about ordinary lives of poor Americans and how he was homeless and he drank a lot, and writes about writing, alcohol, women. He has a whole volume of poetry called On Cats. Of course, I've read that.
Well, of course.
Because he always had cats. He had many, many cats around him throughout his life. So they're two of my favorite. Yeah, and we do have some. We don't have all of their works, but excuse me, we do have some.
Good.
We have a couple fundraisers going on. First up, we have Designer Bag Bingo, which is hosted by our friends of the library on Sunday, April 16th. Doors open at 1:30. Bingo starts at 2. It's $25 per ticket. This event is hosted at the community center, and for that ticket price, you get 3 cards for each of 10 bingo games for a designer bag. Elaine and I always enjoyed shopping for the bags for
Definitely.
you.
Got a sneak peek of this year's bags, and I have to say they are all beautiful.
They are very beautiful.
And I've heard a lot of buzz about this, like people who are talking about it, maybe didn't get their tickets yet, but are definitely planning on coming. So I know they're not sold out yet.
Not sold out yet, but I wouldn't wait too
soon.
long, right? And then Party in the Park on Saturday, April 29th from 4 to 7 p.m. This will be at on the grounds at South Park Theater. Tickets are $40. For adults, $5 for kids 4 to 12 years of age, and then children under 3 are free. We'll have live music, beer, wine, hors d'oeuvres. There'll be theater tours. Miss Elaine will be there doing a craft with the kids. raffle baskets, and then there's a live short performance on the outdoor stage by I don't know if they call them the
Children's Theater. Yeah.
So
I
don't
ran into
forget.
this morning. He lives on my street, one of the cast members from
Oh,
last
really?
year. And so I asked him if he was doing South Park Theater again. Unfortunately, he's not, but he's still doing theater. And I asked him where, and he said, well, it's a secret. I guess he got cast, and he's not allowed to say anything yet. I know, it's so exciting. But I remember seeing him last year on stage at South Park Theater.
It's a lot of fun. We had a really great time last year.
It really
so.
is. And they do such a great job over there with the kiddos and the adults alike.
Right.
So
that,
yeah.
well, Party in the Park benefits the Community Foundation, the library, and South Park Theater. So get your tickets and come on over.
Be a fun time.
So
And hopefully the weather will be
Well, if it's
cooperative.
as good as last year. We had a beautiful, beautiful 74, 75
We did.
degree day. It was perfect. So we'll see you over there on April 29th. That's what I have.
That's everything. Okay.
That's what I got.
So in addition, April is a lot of things.
It is.
April showers, bring May flowers, April Poetry Month. What else did you mention? But I wanted to highlight that it's also National Volunteer Month. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to all of our wonderful volunteers. We have 2 faithful adult volunteers that come in weekly to help us out. So thank you, Holly and Sally. And then we have a wonderful set of teen volunteers that come and help us on a regular basis. And we are revamping our teen volunteer program, and we'll have updates on that coming out soon. But if you are a teenager, or if you have a teen who may be interested in helping out, we take them in 7th grade and up. And we try to meet on a monthly basis in a variety of ways, right? They could be hands-on help and help at in-person events. And there's a lot of behind-the-scene things that they can help with too. But it's a great opportunity for them to meet new people, to get that valuable work experience. And it's a great help to us. We love having them on board. So yeah, shout out to all of our volunteers. And then April for us is our art gala month. So we celebrate art all month of April this year. It used to be that we did it in May, moved it up a month. The art submissions are coming in, but we have decided to extend the deadline until Monday, which will be March.
I don't know.
What is Monday? This Monday, so the March 27th. Correct. Thank you. And then we'll still have time to put them up and get them all ready for display beginning April 1st. The artwork is going to stay up the entire month, so we encourage you to bring your family and your friends and come look at all the beautiful artwork done from children aged like toddler to teen. We have such a nice variety. We have 2-year-olds who bring in their paintings all the way up to teens who submit their artwork as well. When you drop off your piece, you can let us know if you want it back. We will happily return your pieces to you mid-May, but if you choose to auction it off, all proceeds come back to the library, and we greatly appreciate your support. So I just wanted to announce that we are extending the deadline, so you have time over the weekend to bring in your art. You're allowed to submit up to 3 pieces, and I just wanted to share with our viewers some of the wonderful pieces, a sneak peek of what will be at the gala that has come in so far. So my little friend Jake made this delicious strawberry. Super cute, right? Now, Jake's my little buddy that was in the other day. I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook, doing all sorts of math things, although he didn't know he was learning math. He was just playing and having a good time. But he was, one of the things he did, he had started a poll. And he asked, the staff that were working, but also like all the kids and all the parents and caregivers that were there that day, what their favorite fruit was. It was between apple and banana. And I believe apple won. What would you say, apple or banana?
For me, it would be banana, but apple would be my second. Yeah.
And then his next poll, he was having so much fun with that. I said, well, why don't you flip it over and do a vegetable poll? And so he did carrots versus lettuce.
Carrots.
And I think it was close, but carrots won. Yeah. So anyway, that's my friend Jake. Beautiful strawberry there, submitted by him. This is a gorgeous piece of artwork done by Claire Hughes. This will be on display as well. And then I brought this down, Christine, because I know you would appreciate it. Claire Hughes also submitted her cat collage.
It's beautiful.
All different types of cats there that she has drawn.
That's amazing. I can't.
It really is. And I just love
so beautiful.
Looking at all the different types as they come in. And yeah, it's a great thing that we do. It's a great event. So that's Art Gala. And I also wanted to mention our upcoming tea party, because there are tickets still available for the American Girl Tea. With your purchase of your ticket, you'll get one entry to win the 2023 Doll of the Year, who's Kavi. Kavi is in, you know how like all the dolls of the year in the historical, I guess all the dolls have like
An era.
right, or they have a, yeah. So Kavi is really into music and dance, and she does more of the, you know, lively, almost theatrical Bollywood style
Oh,
dance.
nice.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
So that is the Doll of the Year. You'll get, like I said, one entry per ticket, but you will have the opportunity to purchase more chances at the event for $1 each. In addition to the doll that we're giving away, we'll have basket raffles. And it's just a lovely, light lunch. And then we have, you know, crafts at the table and games to play. And it's just a great opportunity to kind of have a wonderful afternoon with your family and with your friends. Maybe you'll meet some new friends at the event. So the event is held at the Bethel Park Community Center, but tickets are on sale now here at the library. So stop in person and come pick yours up today.
And
you get 2 tickets for $30.
The event is Sunday, April 30th.
I guess I should mention that. Sunday, April 30th. So it's the day after Party in the Park. It's a big weekend for us here at the library. So yes, and any questions, you can just give us a call or again, stop in and see us. But our Tea Party and Art Gala are two of our favorite events that happen each spring. I also wanted to mention our new phonics bags that are coming in. Have you had a chance to look at these yet? Been being cataloged. Jimmy is slowly but surely working on these, getting them cataloged so that we can add them to the system. One just went out yesterday, was Pinkalicious. This is replacing our old phonics kits that we had forever. I mean, they were really, really old, but they still circulated a lot because a lot of people still, you know, when they're teaching their child how to begin to learn how to read, the phonics kits are a great way to assist with that. But they were very outdated. They were very old. So we have brand new phonics bags that I'm really excited about. They are very similar to what was in the old kit as far as they have the little individual books that have like the one sentence and the repetitive words and the sight words on each page. This is what helps your child learn how to read. They have the set of mini books, but it also comes with one story. It's different in every kit. This is like an early reader story. Some of them are a little bit longer, but I think it's intended for the parent to read with the child. So the little ones are more for the child to read on their own. Some of the bigger books that are included in the bags are for them to be read together. Every phonics kit comes with this new wipe off, right? So they can practice their printing.
That's wonderful.
Now we probably will have to replace these markers, you know, often, but that's no big deal. So if you check one out and you return it and you just let us know that the marker no longer works, we'll happily replace that for you. But they all come with that. And then additionally, they'll have a game or a puzzle or, you know, I think this one's a puzzle. Flashcards that go along with it. So it's a really, really nice set. I love that they're in a clear bag, so you can kind of check it out to see what's in it before you check it out. And these are on display in our early reader section up in the children's department. If you have any questions about them, feel free to ask one of us. We have 9 so far altogether, and if they prove to be as popular as I think they will be, we will continue to add to that collection. So that is our phonics bags for our early learners. You know, great for, well, I mean, it depends on the child, right? Some kids are starting to read at age 3, and it's different, and it's fine. There's no, you know, a lot of parents get nervous if they're not yet reading by 5.
Yeah.
But, you know, ideally, I would say that those are like for preschoolers, 4 and 5-year-olds. So we have some fun classes, as always, coming up for that crowd of our preschoolers. Giggle and Wiggle on Monday, April 10th at 10 and 11. You can just join us for a super silly Monday morning. We just put on some fun music and we sing and dance around, and we always do one silly story that will make us laugh out loud. And then we have a program on Monday, April 17th that's being presented by the Allegheny Land Trust Fund, and it's called Wonderful Water. And it's teaching preschoolers the importance of water, why we need water, why our animals and our plants need water.
Clean water.
Correct. Right. So using stories and puppets and sensory bins, the kiddos will explore the water cycle and learn why water makes the world go round. It truly does, right? And then in May, I'm just going to mention it because it's early in May, we're doing a Cinco de Mayo fiesta for our preschoolers on Friday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, at 11 o'clock. So you can come learn more about the Mexican holiday and why it's celebrated and the traditions that go along with it. And we're we're really excited. Heather and I are doing this one together.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That'll be a bundle of enthusiasm.
Yes. For sure. And then for our kindergarten through 6th grade friends, we have another art studio coming up on Wednesday, April 5th and Wednesday, May 3rd at 6 p.m. On Tuesday, April 25th, Miss Nancy is doing Rewrite a Little Golden Book.
Oh.
So you know the author John Sheska,
Yes.
popular for a lot of different ones.
Fairy Tale.
Fractured Fairy Tales, The Three Little Pigs probably being the most popular. But he also has one called Birthday Bunny, and he turned it into Battle Bunny, right? So it's an early reader book where he crosses out a lot of the words and he adds in his own stuff and he rewrites the whole entire book.
I love that.
And we're like, well, what a fun idea. What if we gave other kids the opportunity to rewrite a golden book? So just bring your creativity and we'll provide the sharpened pencils. I'm going to bring your pencil and your creativity, and you will have a chance to rewrite a story of your own. And that is for grades 3 through 6. And then for our teen friends, you had already mentioned Dungeons and Dragons and how popular it is. I always just like to mention it because it helps to have a basic knowledge, but we do take, teens of all levels. We just try to match you up with a group that kind of, if you're new to it, somebody who's a little more experienced can kind of help you along. But most of the people that are currently, we have about 18 members.
That's so amazing.
All have a pretty strong knowledge of how the game is played, and they have their characters and everything. But even if you're just remotely interested, I encourage you to check us out. We meet monthly. April's a little iffy just because I don't have any room availability yet, but we will definitely be meeting again in May. So just check out our website, check out the flyer, give us a call if you're interested, and we'll hook you up with all the details. And I also want to mention Teen Tuesdays. Another ongoing thing that's kind of growing in popularity. We had 18 show up last night, and they just played board games.
That's really, I like this idea.
And we put some snacks out, and it was so much fun. It's a great way. We talk about our board games often on here because it's one of the newer things that we decided to start circulating, and they really have been popular because I think we purchased, I don't know, like 40 or
I think
45.
there's 40.
There's maybe like 6 on the shelf right now, so they are going out. And I do love it because I love board games myself personally. My family plays a lot of them. I know you enjoy them
yes,
as
I
well.
do.
And it really is a great way to try out a new game before you spend the $25-$30
Or
on
50.
Amazon.
Some of
them are more
really
expensive.
Yeah.
Check it out first, play it a few times, and then if you really, really like it, well, then you want to buy it and own it. So I think that's what they did last night. They put out some new games that they weren't familiar with, and they kind of just learned and played together, and it was a great time. So Teen Tuesdays happens once a month, and April's is on Tuesday the 18th at 6:30 p.m. Miss Sarah's also doing a creative drawing for teens in April. Her class is being held on Thursdays, so it's the 6th, 13th, and 20th. And if you're in grade 7 and up and you want to learn how to draw or practice your drawing skills, Miss Sarah is definitely the one to teach you.
We are so fortunate to have
We really are.
so many staff members that have artistic abilities.
I asked her for a couple ideas for things, and on my desk this morning, she just blew me away with what she created. And then she's helping with the American Girl display because we'll have a little photo op over there at the community center because families love to get their picture taken. It's a nice little memento to take away from the event. So I asked her to kind of help me with a backdrop for that, and she created these beautiful flowers. Miss Sarah. So yes, I have a very talented staff. I'm very blessed.
Right. I wanted to take a minute to thank Neil Armstrong students that are part of the STAND group, the Standing Together Against Negativity and Discrimination. They sold candy grams in the lobby at Neil Armstrong and raised $322 and some odd cents.
That's wonderful.
For the library, and then also for Make-A-Wish, the local chapter of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
It's awesome.
So I went over yesterday and received the check from them, and we had a little photo taken that's up on Facebook. I was very, very proud because I asked. Well, first I said, how did you raise the money? And they told me about the candy grams. They were kindness candy grams. And then I said, well, how'd you pick the library? So they apparently chose like 10 local charities, and then they all voted. So there was a tie between the
wonderful.
library and Make-A-Wish, so we each got half of the proceeds. So thank you to the students.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
We really appreciate it, and I told them we would use it towards summer learning. So,
which ties in perfectly because the summer learning theme this year is kindness
right.
and unity and all together. So how wonderful. Thank you again.
Wanted to announce that the library will be closed on Sunday, April 9th in celebration of the Easter holiday, but we'll see you Monday morning at 10 a.m. But I think that's all.
I think that's it. So as always, if you're interested on any of the things that we talked about on today's show, you know what to do. Go ahead and give us a call.
Visit our website.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person.
We'll leave you today with a promo for our Party in the Park fundraiser.
South Park Theater is hosting its Party in the Park fundraiser on Saturday, April 29th from 4 o'clock until 7. There will be live music, beer, wine, hors d'oeuvres, and a slate of events scheduled for the kids. General admission is $40, 4 to 12-year-olds get in for $5, and children under 3 are free. Tickets are available at EV True Value Hardware, the Bethel Park Library, South Park Theater, or you can go online to bpcf.org. If you want more information, go online or call 412-760-9614.